Hi everybody, Adam Blake here, and I'm here to judge challenge number 3. So I'm super excited. Massive fan of the series. If you guys don't know me, I am a choreographer with Disney on Ice. I used to choreograph for the Wolfsburg Autostadt shows. Artistic director for TY Boston, choreographer for competitive skaters, dancer for Quam and Aura, and I make up a lot of dances. And I also competed in Young Artist Showcase. I was the winner of Young Artist Showcase 2. And yeah, it's so amazing to see all these different journeys. And I'm a huge fan of all of your guys' work. I'm massive, massive fan and so excited to be judging. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So I have my notes over here. So we're going to start with Lison. Lison, comment ça va? So excited to have you in this competition. I am a huge fan of what you're doing. Your style is very, so incredibly le patin libre, and very or an almost, it's got this kind of traffic de styles sort of a vibe with it. I loved the show that they did, and it has that kind of a vibe. I loved the content of your piece. Your piece had so much good content. The way that you used the board, the way that you you utilized it, and you changed the board was directing the movements, which was really cool, and you really incorporated them into the movements. The only thing that I really was missing was a sort of a through line. It was just so much great content. It seemed like you were on a storyboard, right? It seems like this piece was being presented to me in its earliest stage, to where you have all these great ideas and you just put them on a video, rather than, okay, we're going to do this first, and this is going to lead into this, and this is going to lead into this, and this is going to transition into this. We're going to have our heads together over here on this side, and then we're going to have and then the next shot, we're going to have our heads together, but we're doing this move, and so it just seemed like you took the greatest hits of what you tried and experimented with on the ice, and you put it all in one video, which is not bad, but that's just an early stage of a piece, of where it becomes a piece. You're at stage 2. The thing is that you had such great content for that. That's why you're a bit higher in the score with it. But the only thing I wish I could have rated you, I wish I could have given this a 14 or a 15 if there was a sort of a through line. But because it was just kind of greatest hits, and nothing really it wasn't really a story or anything that sort of connected, and it was just kind of really cool ideas all in one video. That's where I sort of arrived at my score. So Lison, for this challenge, really well done. I gave you an 11.5 so for this, but great work. And also the ending, it just what was it, I did love it. I just I just wanted things to make a little bit more sense. You were spinning her, and then your hand and then it was on your face, and then it went away. I'm guessing it was pulled by a string, and then it was and then it was following you, and you were reaching for it, but then you're ignoring it. So I didn't really understand it, but so much good content. But I just want you to expand on it. Yeah? All right, cool. Merci. And I think I'll be seeing you at Nations Cup this weekend or something like that, maybe. All right. Sophia, I'm a huge fan of yours. Your challenge 1 was just blew my mind, and your challenge 2 was absolutely amazing as well. I am such a huge fan of yours. You came out of the gate week 1 just hot, strong, just I'm who is this high schooler? And I need to be I need to know more about her. I need to know what she is, because she's so talented. My girl, you ditched the board. You ditched it. You left it. That's the only thing that was the challenge. The challenge was the board. If if you watched previous challenges that I judge, where I'm usually a judge for the prop challenge, and if you watch the majority of those things, it's I judge it in reference to the challenge and what the board was. I mean, you have such great content. The hands coming in here, the slight tutting, you know, like that sort of thing. And you're a fantastic skater. Like, girl, you can skate. It's just the majority of this piece, you know, if you were to take a pie chart, right, and make a pie chart of like how much time you utilized the board, like even where the board was actually in frame of the piece versus the time it wasn't, I would say that the board was absent from probably about 70% of the piece, which is really because like you do such cool stuff, like that back bend thing, like that's so cool. You know, you have all these like different things, but I just feel that the challenge was sort of lost. This is why I'm going to be and you could have done some really cool stuff. Like you could have, like, I got the whole heart blank slate. Here's the heart break. You know, that's cool. You could have, nothing in the rules says that you couldn't use markers, you know, and like, it could have been like a story of like, you know, like using a dry erase board. Like I had that idea once to do a program with a dry erase board, and, you know, you can do the drawing and you can do all that stuff, or you can draw and have somebody do the skating pattern as you're drawing it on there, you know, but utilize that prop, you know, whereas I don't see it in the program, and it's gone, and then all of a sudden it appears back again at the very end, you know. And yeah, so anyways, Sophia, again, big fan. I am a big fan of yours, like, and this is in no way a reflection of you as a choreographer. It's just the challenge. So Sophia, I gave you a 6.5 for this one. But again, I really hope that you keep going with this because you're so talented. Yeah. All right, cool. Ariane. All right, let's go, Ariane. I enjoyed this piece. I didn't really get I mean, it's cool concept, like boogie board on the ice. Like it's something that you don't see, like you see it on water, and I'm guessing like it's on frozen water, and that's kind of dope. Yeah, overall it was like, this piece was cute. Like, I mean, it was fun. Like, you know, it's got like this, you utilized it, it stayed on the ice the end, like, and there were some really cool moments. The only thing that I would challenge you, like there was some really cool moments, like where you went behind it, or like where you were here and it went over here this way, and then, you know, you had it, but like there like, what I would love is for there to be more use of the board, because it seemed very much of, this is where my hands goes, and my hands are staying here the entire time. They're not moving from here. They just go here, or I stay on it. Like, you know, you could have gone real, like, have you ever seen like those sign spinners? Like you could go like really like sign spinner on it, but it just became like, I'm planting my hands on the board like this, and this is where I will stay. And then the part where you guys were kind of like here for a while, that was, it was static for a little bit. I loved the reach across to where like you were holding it with your chest. I wish you guys were skating more with it. I loved the moment where you're doing these like pretzel legs as you're being dragged. That was really cool. But again, like, I think when you guys had contact, it was just here. Like, this was it. Like, and this was where it stayed. And so, like, I really wish that there was like a little bit more use of the board rather than just 1, 2. Yeah. Like 1, 2, 3, like tick, like go underneath it, go, you know, utilize it just a little bit more. And then you kind of ditch it. I love the kick flip, but then you kind of like ditch it towards the end, and where it just kind of like comes out of frame, and then it's the close up on it. But yeah, no, overall, like, I think it was a good piece. Like, I could see like that there was a sort of a storyline, there was emotion to it. Yeah, no, I think it was a really, really job well done. So overall, I gave you guys I gave your piece a 9.5. So yeah, well done. I enjoyed it. Like, and keep creating. I love it. All right. So next we have Jimmy Morgan. Jimmy, wow. Wow, 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 wow. I loved this. Every time you've created a piece, I can tell it's something personal. I can tell like you're creating this piece absolutely from the heart. It gave me it totally gave me the feeling of watching Travis Wall and Lex Ishimoto do their like alter ego sort of program or sort of piece, which was really, really cool. It was from Shaping Sound company. I could tell that like I immediately got the story of like, you know, you're that person that's on the internet, and Ryan's this kind of like beautiful, like picturesque person that you're trying to be like, or that you're trying to influence yourself behind. I loved that. I thought that was fantastic. And the video editing is great. This was actually the first one where I saw the editing that made sense. Like the editing was like it followed the storyline. The flash change was perfect going into that next piece. I thought the overall execution was cool. I liked this moment where you were down. I just thought it lasted a little bit too long for me. Like it was cool, and then like transferring into the next bit seemed a little bit of a jump scare for me, but overall, I think your piece had the most cohesion to it. Towards the end, I kind of got a little bit lost. I think like it gave me like Ryan, do what you want to do. I'll do what I want to do for a second, then we'll come together for a hot moment. You know, like it just gave me like a little bit random, a little bit incohesion, and then you guys came together, and then it was like, okay, now we're back. Now 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, but overall, well done. I really appreciated it, and I thought that was cool. And then you kind of like I loved the pulling by the cord. I thought that was cool. I thought that was really great. But then it kind of went random again, and then kind of lost me one more time, and then you hit the ending. I loved the backwards and reverse thing to the beginning was great. Overall, I think, yeah, I think it was great. Really, really well done. I gave you a 13.5 on this one. Really, really well done. Beautiful use of the prop. And beautiful story. That's what I really love from you, is that you're telling all these really, really cool stories. So well done. All right. So next we have TJ Carey. So TJ, so you worked with Ariana for this one. Really, really well done. I think overall, like, I love your use of the prop. I love that she was on it. I love that it stayed on the entire time. I think that there was some really, really fun use of partnering with the prop. The thing that I would say that I would like a little bit more of is I'd like a little bit more coverage on the ice for you. For this one, it kind of stayed pretty stationary, and it didn't cover a lot of surface area for the ice. And I feel like with these things, like, you could have like come flying down the ice and like really taken like a toboggan sort of approach with it. But one thing that I did love was your attention to the music. Like the music, as the music built, so did the intensity of the work. Like the intensity of the piece. The intensity of the piece sort of matched what the music was building to. Whereas there has been like sort of a theme this challenge of like having this sort of like this generic sort of a beat, or like this sort of like a piece of music that just doesn't go anywhere, that's sort of in the background. But yours had like a build, which you really went well with it. The only thing is that like this part right here, I felt was a little bit again, some stationary, like you guys didn't really move as much. One of the things that Cindy, who I'm sure you've seen the video beforehand, will tell you is make sure you're moving after the third count of 8. So make sure that you're up and moving after at least 3 counts of 8. Like, and I think you guys were on your knees for just a little bit too long for that. Love the ending. The intensity is great. Ari's face is just fantastic with it. But yeah, so I really like, again, how you kept in contact with it. Similar note to Ariel was, you guys kept it here for a lot. You guys did use your feet and did all that stuff, but you kept it here of like this quite a bit. Maybe there could have been like some different things that you could have used. You could have used your elbow, you could have used your head, you could have used all that stuff. I think I think there's just different ways that you could have used it, but instead of this and then knees and feet. But yeah, no, other than that, really, really well done. For this one, I gave you a 9.5. Awesome. All right, great job, TJ. All right, Alyssa, well done. I will never touch a Ouija board in my life. I will never even speak of it. I don't go near that stuff. It is something that I just absolutely not. I will not let that into my house ever. Those things terrify me. Honestly, I thought this was great. I love the Wizard of Oz aspect of it. How you went from color to black and white the moment that you started engaging with the Ouija board. And I loved the overall story. Like you had a storyline, you had a through line, and it was really, really great storytelling. I think musically, it didn't really go anywhere. It was kind of one note the entire time. I love this go away thing. Like that was really cool. Or like, it's one of those. I don't know if you've ever played with one. I think, again, like the whole lore behind it terrifies me, but I do know the lore behind it a little bit. Asking like the yes or no questions, asking what the name is and all that stuff and all that, and just sort of like having that energy in the room. And so it's great. But see what you're doing. What you're doing is you're encouraging a conversation of the piece. Like you're encouraging me to talk about this. I'm not focused on the choreography because I'm so enwrapped in the story, which is great. I love that. The choreo in and of itself was innovative. I loved the use of the head, the pressure from the head, doing that. I loved certain movements. Again, a lot of people are just doing this and like keeping the 2 points of contact with it, where a lot of people are just this, and this is what's happening right over here, where there's different ways to hold and there's different ways to, utilize what this board is going to be and how to flip it, over here this way. Does it go over the head? Does it, like what are the different things that you can do other than, this or this, so what are some different things that you can come in from here with, that's sort of the thing that I was sort of wishing for. And again, you do that, you experiment with it, which is pretty cool. But I would like a little bit more of that. I loved those eyes. Those eyes were dope. But yeah, overall, I think you did a great job. I loved the storyline. I thought that was great. You didn't close the session. You didn't say goodbye. That's the whole thing with the Ouija board, is you have to say goodbye. Otherwise, they're in the place forever. Say goodbye. Yeah. All right. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and let you. So your score I gave you was a 10. So well done. Loved the story. Make sure you say goodbye. So, all right. Well done. All right. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope these scores. Again, these scores, take them as learning experiences. There was actually, I'm just going to go over my time really quick. There was actually one time where I was given, in a challenge, I was given the score of a 4, 4.5, a 5, and a 1. So a judge gave me a 1 once. So you guys, it's one of those things where take this as a learning experience and run with it. Yeah. So well done everybody, and good luck for the rest of the season. All right, bye.